Alright, hello everyone, it's Teamrocketdraws here with another Pokemon drawing tutorial. And for this video, we're going to be drawing one of the new Pokemon from Sun and Moon, Cutiefly. So as you guys can see on screen, this is how she ends up looking like. So if you guys want to learn how to draw her, then let's get started. I'm also going to put up a reference right now on screen. That way it's easier for you guys to draw, and at the same time, you guys can get all your details. But just remember that it's not going to end up looking like the reference 100%, but we do end up getting pretty close, as you guys saw on my drawing. So just like my other tutorials, guys, we're going to start off by doing a sketch, and then from there on, you guys are going to do your final drawing. So remember to press lightly, that way you guys can still erase most of the lines, you know. So yeah, so first of all, we're just going to start by doing this like egg shape. And in the end, the shape of the body ends up being too thin on mine compared to the actual reference. You guys will see that in the end. Maybe you guys could fix that. But now that we have this oval shape right here, just try to get it at the right angle. You know, it's kind of facing upwards a little bit to the left. Now we're gonna split it halfway, and then we're gonna do the small line that's basically gonna help us do like the face area, and then just do this part around. If you guys look at the reference, it's basically like the white and where the eyes are and the beak is. There we go. Is that a beak? It's not a beak, right? It's something else, a stinger. I don't know what it is, guys, but for some reason a beak doesn't sound right, since it's more like a bug. Alright, so once we have this shape right here, remember it's a sketch still, you know, so anything that doesn't look right, we could always change it later on. We're going to do this line a little bit to the right of the middle, and we're just going to extend that one, and then we're going to do another one right here at the bottom, which is going to be the bottom of the wing, and the bottom one should be a little bit longer than the one on top. One of the things that I recommend looking at or pay attention to is that the thickness of the wing is almost the same thickness as the body, so you guys could just basically like try to get that, you know, the same proportion to that. There we go. And if you guys notice, the bottom wings, it's almost like a straight line going to the right. So just get an idea, and I was pointing out right there the thickness of the wing and the actual body. It doesn't have to be the same, but it just helps to get it close enough, you know. Now that we have that, we can start on this other wing, guys. And this one's not as long as the other two. Right here I fixed the shape a little bit. This one's a lot thinner. It's basically like half the thickness of the other wing. So that's another thing you guys could pay attention to. It's just like an idea, you know, just to help you guys. There we go. Now what we could do is just do this reference line going a little bit higher than the middle of each of the wings, and that's just gonna help us place like the brown circle ring that Cutiefly has on her wings. I'm gonna color her just because it's Cutiefly, you know. It's better than calling it on my hand when, I don't know, guys, it just fits normal, you know. So now that we have that, we're just gonna add this like little hairs that she has in between her wings. And if it doesn't add up the same on your drawing, guys, if something doesn't add up the same, it doesn't really matter. I'll tell you guys more in just a little bit. So now we're just gonna do that line going down on the right side of the face, and we're gonna start this right at where the wings start, this line right here, and actually change that later on. I actually extend a little bit more, like the middle part. I'll tell you guys once we get to that part. But basically what that line that we did is the yellow part of Cutiefly's body. Now that we have that, we can erase that middle line going down the body and the other side. Just cleaning it up a little bit. Now that we have that, we can start off by doing the eyes. If you guys noticed on my final drawing, my eyes, the left of the eye is a little bit bigger than the one on the reference. I did that intentionally just because I wanted to make it a little bit more simple for you guys. If you guys don't want it like that, you have the reference right there for you. If you guys want to do exactly like the reference, it's a little, the left eye is a little bit smaller than the one on the right. On mine it's a little bit bigger compared to the reference, but like I said, it's intentionally. So around the middle we're gonna do like the beak. I'm gonna call it a beak, guys, just to make it simple. And one of the things that I noticed is that it's the same length as the right eye, or close enough to it. So you guys compare the beak and the right eye, you know, because the stinger, whatever it is, it's not that long compared to the whole body. So now that we have that, guys, we can start by doing the circles right there in the wings. We're gonna use that reference line that we did going in the middle of each wing to help us know how far to do it. Once again, you guys can look at the reference just to get a better idea. And if you guys are having trouble with it, you remember, it doesn't have to look like the reference, and it doesn't even have to look like mine, you know. As long as yours looks good, then by all means make any changes. So right there we're just doing the line, and that's just gonna help us do like the thickness of this right here. There we go. And then the inside is almost like an upside down seed shape. Right there I was just pointing out to try to make the same thickness on either side of the donut shape. I'm gonna call it a donut shape. Same thing on this side. Up on this side, the point of the seed shape, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's actually like right in between this wing right here, that wing, it actually touches the body. So that's one of those things you guys could pay attention to when you guys are doing the inside of that brown the donut. And just try to make it the same thickness also. And if you guys notice, both sides, like both donuts on both wings, are actually almost the same thickness. That's another thing that you guys could pay attention to. So now that we have that, we could do the small details. For example, these two little hairs that stick out on Cutiefly's forehead. And now we're gonna redo this line going down the right side of the eye, and that's just gonna help us know where to place these little triangles, which is basically the bottom of Cutiefly. Now on this side it goes a little bit lower, and then it starts. There's like a gap in between this triangle and the wing. And this might take you guys a few tries just to get it right. On mine, you guys don't have to do it exactly like mine or like the reference, but I try to get the same amount of triangles as the reference, just so I could get, you know, since I'm making a tutorial, it'll make it a lot easier if I did all the exact triangles, you know. But you guys don't have to do that. You guys could just do it triangles and then just do your legs, you know. It's something that won't be too noticeable unless you actually place your reference side by side to your drawing, you know, just like I have it here. And the thing about that is that you guys are gonna notice anything that's different right away, having them side by side. But just seeing your drawing or my drawing on its own, you wouldn't be able to point out all those things that are different. So now that we have that, we start by doing these legs. Just make sure, just look at where they stick out, you know, how long each one is and the angle that it makes. I didn't go 100% on the right angle and everything. I just try to do it close enough, you know. And then right here the circles. But if you guys notice, the third leg basically is the shortest one compared to all of them. So just, you know, look at the reference and just get an idea. It doesn't have to be like that, but just try to get as close as you can to the reference or to my drawing. But yeah, guys, basically we're done. The only thing now is just going back to your drawing and making any changes. You know, right here I go back and I erase any reference lines. For example, that part of the body, it doesn't show on the reference, so we could just erase that. The same thing with these lines right here on the wings. That was just to help us place those brown circles. And basically just go back, guys, and change anything that doesn't look right, you know. That's why it's a sketch. But here, this is my final outline, guys. I went back and it's still the same sketch, but I just cleaned it up a little bit. Usually what I do on my sketches or my drawings is that I erase the whole drawing, like completely, just grab an eraser and just erase everything, you know. And even though I'm erasing it, I can still see those lines, you know, they're still there. So what I end up doing is just using those lines, you know, as a reference, you know, and just making any changes according to what I see to make it better, you know. So some of the things that I did change was the shape of the wing, the right wing. I looked at the reference. I tried to get as close as I can to the reference, you know, before it was how should I say, it was more round. It was more, no, it wasn't that round, and it was actually more straight lines. So I just, you know, I just curved them a little bit. Another thing I worked on was the brown rings on the wings. If you guys notice, they look a little bit better. The same thing for the eyes. I changed the eyes a little bit. And basically that's it, guys. Something like I said before that I wish I would have changed was the shape of the face or the body in general. On mine, he's a little bit more thin than compared to the reference. But it's something that you wouldn't notice if you just saw my drawing, you know. But having the reference right there it's a mistake that you could easily notice, you know. But overall, I was happy with it, guys. So hopefully you guys can make any changes just to make yours a lot better. And remember, guys, it doesn't have to look like the reference 100% to make it look good. If there's anything that you guys could change on your drawing, go ahead and change it. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like mine or the reference. Certainly mine doesn't look exactly like the reference, but I'm still happy with it, you know. And yeah, just make any changes you seem fit, and basically that's it. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that the eyes, the squares on the eyes, the one on top, which is the white one, is a little bit bigger than the one on the bottom, which is the brown one. So that's one of those things you guys could pay attention to. But overall, I like how it turned out. And as you guys see here, this is the final outline. I mean, the final drawing. I think it came out good, guys. I'm happy with it. I like how it came out. I used Sharpies and my Prisma Premier color markers to color it. I used the gray Sharpie to outline the what's called the wings, just because if you guys look at the reference, there's barely an outline. So I didn't have the lightest gray like compared to the reference, so I just used the gray that I had, but it was still enough of a difference that it looked alright, you know, compared to the reference. Because if I would have outlined the wings in black, it would have made it look way different than if I just did it in gray like the way I have it here. And for the wings, for the rings inside of the wings, I just used the brown, the closest brown that I had. And if you guys notice, I didn't outline it, although you can see the outline from the pencil. I forgot to erase that and then just do the marker. That's a mistake that I made, but it's still okay overall, you know. It doesn't really have an outline. And then for the body, I just outlined it in the fine tip Sharpie that I had. The same thing for the beak and the eyes. I used the same brown that I used on the wings. I used it on the beak and on the bottom like highlight of the eye. And basically that's it, guys. And just for the regular body, I used the gold. I didn't have I could have used the yellow, but it would have been too bright compared to the reference. So I decided to use the gold. It was the closest one that I thought would have looked fine. But I think a yellow will still look good if you guys only have a yellow. And then for like the bottom shadow of the body, I just used the light gray, the lightest gray that I had, you know. And I just went over like the shadow with it, and overall I think it came out okay. I'm happy with it. Like I said, it's having the reference right there next to mine. Obviously it doesn't look the same, but like I said, if you guys just have my drawing, you guys wouldn't be really able to like notice all those different things, you know, because just having them together, obviously you guys are gonna notice anything. And I'm just repeating myself, guys, so I guess hopefully my tutorial was helpful. Once again, leave any comments. If you guys need any help, leave a comment. I'll be happy to help. I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. If you guys have any suggestions for other Pokemon that you guys want me to draw, you guys could always leave a comment. Any feedback is accepted, you know. If there's anything that you think I could have done better or do better on my videos, then just let me know, you know. That's the only way I'm gonna get better. But yeah, and if you guys did end up drawing Cutiefly, let me know in the comment section. You know, if you guys got this far, let me know. And remember that you guys could always send in your drawings. The links will be in the description to be featured at the beginning of my videos, just like the drawings you saw at the beginning of this one, you know. The links, like I said, are in the description to my Facebook, email, and Twitter. I prefer that you guys send them to my email or Twitter, just because I rarely go on my Facebook, but I just want to give you that option of Facebook, and yeah, basically that's it, guys. So hopefully you guys found my tutorial helpful, and I guess I'll just catch you guys on the next video. Team Rocket Draws out.